And I want to make sure that if somebody tuned in and hasn't listened to the previous podcast, Joni has lost 100 pounds over the
A little
last...
over 100 pounds.
Yeah. So,
in a healthy way.
Did you push record?
thanks so much for tuning back into our second act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hi again, Silka and Joni.
Hi.
Hi, Joni, thank you so much for staying over. We just had a wonderful conversation that we will link to about Joni's story. Joni is a transition specialist. She helps people find their best self, especially after midlife and beyond. And she's the creator and host of Spiritual Aliveness with Joni, a podcast that Paige and I were just on, and we'll link to that too. It's a great program. What I want to focus on here is to follow up on the conversation we just had. I want to hear more specifics about the program, the workshops that you're coming out with, and what people can expect. You know, what will they get out of it? How is this different than other quote unquote weight loss programs? I don't even want to call it that. So let me.
Yeah, it's more a lifestyle change. So I love what you just said. And in the process, they will lose weight, because it's about their best health. It's about their health energetically, spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's about making a difference, right? It's about sharing what the life I was given back, through this process. So the difference is we look at the beliefs, we clear those out. We look at the thoughts. We set up things that the lifestyle can change. How they cook, how they shop, how they move their bodies. I mean, there's a different module for each of these, and in between there are tapping videos. So it's got audios, it's got videos, and it's got the PDFs. And then there's our assignments at the end of each module, so that experientially the information, the learning, the ahas, the epiphanies, they all go in at a deep cellular level. So,
well, and I want to make sure that if somebody tuned in and hasn't listened to the previous podcast, Joni has lost 100 pounds over the last...
over 100 pounds.
Yeah. So
in a healthy way.
Very, very healthy. And it took some years, honestly. I think it began to sort of come off slowly around 2013. And I've been maintaining for the last 3 years. You can look at my Facebook and you can see, the difference as I go. And we have before and after pictures, and that kind of, picture, it really is worth 1,000 words, because, I need to know. I look at Jane Fonda as my role model in terms of aging beautifully, although, however she did that, still, she's my role model in a way. Or Lily Tomlin. I mean, just people who are active and out there.
I love them both, yeah.
Yeah, so I get to see somebody who's already done it. It's like the man who broke the 4-minute mile. The minute, for years they tried to break it. And once he did, a bunch of other people did too, because they saw it could be done. So that's kind of why, the before and after pictures, and really being comfortable in my own skin and saying, that was my process. Here I am.
Yeah. Paige, from your perspective, I know you think this is an important workshop. I know that, tell us about that. Why is this so important to this approach?
Because it's not just about weight loss. And for our followers, they pretty well know me, that I'm all about what goes on in the inside. What's your knowing? How do you connect to that? Because we were given all the information that we need for this lifetime when we came into this lifetime. We've just forgotten it. So, reconnecting to that, being aligned with that, and then working through your trauma and working through the processes that created the need and the want to eat is a huge component. So I love the fact that you have all the different components in this lifestyle change, because it's so important. I'm so tired of every single week you go on social media or talk shows. Here's a new diet that really, let's do the keto, let's do the paleo, let's do this. I'm like, guess what? Everybody's individual body is genetically different. They've got medical issues. So, when you drill down to what's really going on inside of yourself, that's when you get to the real issues, and then that can work with your program. And that's why I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you bring something up really important. Even if they don't have any, weight to lose at all, this program will help them. Let's say they've had a very fast metabolism their whole lives. They've never had any weight to lose, but they've been eating Big Macs for the last 20 years. We need to we need to eat very healthfully and mindfully, especially in our second half. As we go in, this will add 10 years to your life. Just eating organically and eating healthfully. But it is, as you said, Paige, it's each person is different. It's like what is the best plan for them?
Yes.
Well, it's the change, and I think we've said this before as well, the change from the inside out.
Yes,
and that's I think what Paige and I love about this, and why we really want to get behind this, because it addresses everything that we preach, so to speak.
Living alive, like really enjoying this last half, really being present for this last half. If I'm always worried about my, the size of my butt, or is that person looking at me? I mean, that takes away from my being in the moment and enjoying right now.
Well, Joni, just to sum this up then, leave us with some last words about this great program of yours.
Thank you for having me, first of all. It's such an important topic, and it really is about people being able to live their most vibrant, most alive lives from whatever age they are, but to really find themselves, and that sounds a little, metaphysical or whatever, but to really find who they are now in this life, and to be able to be free of the burden of carrying, weight or self-judgment, because we've talked about it. It is about loving ourselves from the inside out. It's about being our healthiest, most powerful selves, and being able to create and give back in the world. I mean, there's no time like now. This is the time where we shift, the 50s and 60s, we shift into what is our purpose now? How do I most serve my family and the planet? We can do that in a very powerful and healthy body in a much better and more powerful way.
Well, Joni, you're an inspirational woman, especially for women of our vintage. And
I'm almost 59, by the way.
Oh, you're so much younger than me. Well, okay. So anyway, we will link to all of your information, and we'll see you soon again on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
Thank you.
For more videos on living your life to the fullest after 50, please visit our website, secondact.tv. And if you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right here. See you next time.